buttoning up this clean denim shirt, looking at my hands, the callus and the dirt. The week's not started, but I feel its weight, sitting on the edge of this bed, not yet too late. That old black Bible on the nightstand there, worn at the corners, held together by a prayer. I don't need to open it to know what's inside. He's already here, already by my side. Iron holds its shape when the fire burns long. Wood stays true when the grain runs strong. I am neither one without his hand, but with it I'm a man who knows where he stands. There's a belt to buckle, there are boots to lace. There's a mirror telling me to hold my face. I look back at it and I see a son who's been carried further than his legs could run. Not asking for an easy road, not asking for a lighter load, just asking for the steady kind of grace that keeps a working man in place. Iron and wood, that's what I'm made of. Iron and wood, and the Lord above his hand shaped the timber as fire shaped the steel, and everything he built in me is real. Iron and wood, I'll hold through the week. Iron and wood, he is all I seek. When the days grow long and the work grows hard, I stand on what he built from the start. Monday's coming like it always does, quiet and certain the way Monday was. But I've got something underneath my feet, solid ground that the weak cannot defeat. He was here before the alarm went off. He was here before the coffin and the cost. He'll be standing when the last shift ends, and every single day he holds again. Not asking for an easy road, not asking for a lighter load, just asking for the steady kind of grace that keeps a working man in place. Iron and wood, that's what I'm made of. Iron and wood, and the Lord above his hand shaped the timber as fire shaped the steel, and everything he built in me is real. Iron and wood, I'll hold through the week. Iron and wood, he is all I seek. When the days grow long and the work grows hard, I stand on what he built from the start. Some mornings faith is just a breath, a quiet yes before the first step. Some mornings faith is all I've got, and that has always been enough. Iron and wood, that's what I'm made of. Iron and wood, and the Lord above his hand shaped the timber as fire shaped the steel, and everything he built in me is real. Iron and wood, I'll hold through the week. Iron and wood, he is all I seek. When the days grow long and the work grows hard, I stand on what he built from the start. Iron and wood, iron and wood, he built me to hold, and I will hold. House is dark and the family's still asleep. I tie my boots slow, trying not to make a sound. There's something holy about this hour I keep before the noise of living starts to pound. The kitchen light's the only one I need. One hand on the counter, one hand bowed. I don't have words this morning, just the creed that he knows what I'm carrying without being told. The clock on the wall says it's not yet 5. The dog lifts his head and then lets it fall. There's a kind of mercy in being alive before the day decides to make its call. I've been here before, the same dark room, the same pair of hands, the same bent knee. And every time he meets me in the gloom and reminds me what the morning's supposed to be. Before the clock strikes, before the rush, before the world demands too much, there's a space between the night and day where I learn to give the week away. Before the clock strikes, I bring it all, every worry, every wall. I lay it at the feet of one who sees every silent prayer, every bent knee. Before the clock strikes, he already knows where I'm headed and which way the cold wind blows. This is the hour I belong to him. Before the clock strikes, before the day begins, I'll pull on my coat and I'll step outside. The sky is the color of something not yet named, but I carry what he gave me as my guide, and leave behind what was never mine to claim. The week will ask me things I cannot give. The week will push me past what feels fair. But I have learned this is the way to live. You give the morning first before you go anywhere. Before the clock strikes, before the rush, before the world demands too much, there's a space between the night and day where I learn to give the week away. Before the clock strikes, I bring it all, every worry, every wall. I lay it at the feet of one who sees every silent prayer, every bent knee. Before the clock strikes, he already knows where I'm headed and which way the cold wind blows. This is the hour I belong to him. Before the clock strikes, before the day begins, I'm not asking to be spared, I'm just asking to be held. I'm not asking to be carried, I'm just asking to be steadied where I've knelt. Before the clock strikes, I bring it all, every worry, every wall. I lay it at the feet of one who sees every silent prayer, every bent knee. Before the clock strikes, he already knows where I'm headed and which way the cold wind blows. This is the hour I belong to him. before the clock strikes, before the day begins, before the clock strikes, before the day begins. He is already here, He is already in. On the hammerback where it belongs, lined up the wrenches from shore too long. It ain't a chapel and it ain't a hymn, but something holy lives right here in Him, who shows up every morning and does the work, who doesn't fold when the shift starts to hurt. Steady hands on an ordinary task, that's about all the Lord seems to ask. I've seen men reach for something far away and miss a grace that's standing in their day. The bolt that turns, a beam that holds the weight, the small things done with care that make things straight. My daddy worked like prayer was in his wrist, unhurried sure, like nothing had been missed. I watched him more than I ever watched a preacher, and learned the Lord can speak through any feature of a man who shows up faithful, of a hand that stays steady and true. There's a worship in the working that don't need a stage to break through. Honest work, steady hands, this is how a servant stands. Not with noise and not with show, but with the quiet kind of knowing that He sees what no one else sees. Every board, every bolt, every bent knee. Honest work, steady hands, this is how I understand what it means to love the Lord with all I am. I wipe the grease and hang the rag to dry. Look at what got done before I look at the sky. Ain't much to brag about, ain't much to tell, but the work was honest and it's done real well. And somewhere in the turning of a wrench, there's a piece that settles right into the bench, like He was standing here the whole time through. And every honest thing a man can do, of a man who shows up faithful, of a hand that stays steady and true. There's a worship in the working that don't need a stage to break through. Honest work, steady hands, this is how a servant stands. Not with noise and not with show, but with the quiet kind of knowing that He sees what no one else sees. Every board, every bolt, every bend knee. Honest work, steady hands, this is how I understand what it means to love the Lord with all I am. I don't need a mountain to feel His presence near. I need a job to finish and the faith to persevere. The altar isn't always made of stone and stained glass light. Sometimes it's a workbench at the end of Tuesday night. Honest work, steady hands, this is how a servant stands. Not with noise and not with show, but with a quiet kind of knowing that He sees what no one else sees. Every board, every bolt, every bend need, honest work, steady hands. This is how I understand what it means to love the Lord with all I am. Steady hands, honest work, every day, every turn, He is there. There's a chair by the window that leans a little left. My grandfather sat there till he had nothing left. The fabric's worn thin where his elbows used to rest, and I swear that chair holds something like a chest of everything he gave us without saying much, just by being present, by his steady touch. We never called it worship, never called it prayer, but God was in that living room. I know He was there. My mother used to hum while she folded clothes, a song she half remembered. Nobody knows which hymn it was or where she learned the tune, but the whole house felt different in the afternoon. These walls have held the crying and the laughing too. They've held the long silences that families go through, and every ordinary moment stacked up here becomes the kind of offering that God holds dear. We didn't need the steeple, we didn't need the bell. We had this living room and stories we could tell of a God who showed up faithful in the small, and never once abandoned us through all. The altar in the living room, where the family gathers in the afternoon, where the worn-out chair holds the shape of grace, and every meal becomes a sacred space. The altar in the living room, it ain't fancy, but it's where He moves. In the ordinary love we hand each other down. The altar in the living room is holy ground. I run my hand along the rocker's back tonight. The wood is smooth from decades of the same, and I think about the faithfulness of light that kept this family going just the same. Provision didn't always look like plenty, but it was always there before we noticed it was gone. Some weeks the table wasn't set with 20, but everyone who needed to be fed got fed and carried on. We didn't need the steeple, we didn't need the bell. We had this living room and stories we could tell of a God who showed up faithful in the small, and never once abandoned us through all. The altar in the living room, where the family gathers in the afternoon, where the worn-out chair holds the shape of grace, and every meal becomes a sacred space. The altar in the living room, it ain't fancy, but it's where He moves. In the ordinary love we hand each other down. The altar altar in the living room is holy ground. If you're looking for a temple, look around you where you live. Look at what you've been given and how much you still can give. The holiest of places I have ever stood was right here in this living room, in this old neighborhood. The altar in the living room, where the family gathers in the afternoon, where the worn-out chair holds the shape of grace, and every meal becomes a sacred space. The altar in the living room, it ain't fancy, but it's where he moves, in the ordinary love we hand each other down. The altar in the living room is holy ground, right here, holy ground, right here in this room. It's Wednesday and my shoulders know it well. The week started strong, but I can tell the tank is running lower than I'd like, and there's still 2 full days before the other side. I splash cold water on my face and look at the man the mirror shows me in the nook above the metal sink where I wash my hands. He looks like someone holding to a plan. It's not a crisis, it's just Wednesday weight, the kind that doesn't shout. It just sits and waits. It sits behind the eyes and in the neck. It counts the things undone and checks the check. But I have been here every week before, and every week he's met me at this door. Not with fanfare, not with something loud, just with the quiet fact that he's not moved. I don't need a mountaintop today. I need to feel the anchor hold its place. I need to know the rope is still attached, and that the ground I stand on isn't cracked. Midweek anchor, hold me steady when the weight of ordinary makes me heavy. When the days feel longer than the faith I've got, remind me of the promise I forgot. Midweek anchor, deep and short, you were said before I knew I'd need you more. I won't drift if I remember you are there. Midweek anchor, hold me through the middle of this prayer. I dry my face and button back my shirt, put the tightness somewhere where it won't hurt. The work is waiting and the work will get done, not because I'm strong, but because he's not done with me, with this week, with what he set in motion when he gave me this life and this quiet devotion. Wednesday comes around and Wednesday goes, and by his hand I always make it through, he knows. I don't need a mountaintop today. I need to feel the anchor hold its place. I need to know the road attached, and that the ground I stand on isn't cracked. Midweek anchor, hold me steady when the weight of ordinary makes me heavy, when the days feel longer than the faith I've got. Remind me of the promise I forgot. Midweek anchor, deep and sure, you were set before I knew I need you more. I won't drift if I remember you are there. Midweek anchor, hold me through the middle of this prayer. This is not a crisis, this is Wednesday. This is not a failure, this is faith in the middle. This is not the end, this is the test of the ordinary. And you have always been my answer to the riddle. Midweek anchor, hold me steady when the weight of ordinary makes me heavy, when the days feel longer than the faith I've got. Remind me of the promise I forgot. Midweek anchor, deep and sure, you were set before I knew I need you more. I won't drift if I remember you are there. Midweek anchor, hold me through the middle of this prayer. Hold me steady, hold me sure. Wednesday always ends and you endure. I lock the toolbox and I turn the key. The shop is quiet now, just him and me. I look at what my hands have done today, and something in me finally gives way. Not in breaking, but in letting down the guard. The kind of ease that comes after something hard. I didn't see it when the morning started cold, but I was never carrying this load alone. There were moments when the joint wouldn't turn, when the math didn't work and the schedule didn't learn to bend the way I needed it to bend. And I kept asking where this thing would end, but he was in the patience that I found when the answer came back up from underground. He was in the second wind I didn't earn, and in the steadiness I needed in return. Looking back now at the week that was, I see the places where his hand always does what mine could not, what mine was never meant to do. Every burden carried was carried by two. No burden too heavy, no road too long. Not because I'm mighty, not because I'm strong, but because he walks it right alongside me. Every heavy thing is lighter when he carries what I cannot see. No burden too heavy, no weight that stays. He takes the part that would have crushed me in my own ways. I didn't know how close he was until it passed. No burden too heavy when he holds the most that lasts. I'll drive home slow with the window cracked a bit. Let the evening air remind me this is it. This is the life he gave, and it is good, even in the places that I misunderstood. I thought the weight was mine to bear alone. I thought the strength was something I had grown, but it was always him beneath what I was standing on. And every heavy week I made it through, he'd been there all along. Looking back now at the week that was, I see the places where his hand always does what mine could not, what mine was never meant to do. Every burden carried was carried by two. No burden too heavy, no road too long. Not because I'm mighty, not because I'm strong, but because he walks it right alongside me. Every heavy thing is lighter when he carries what I cannot see. No burden too heavy, no weight that stays. He takes the part that would have crushed me in my own ways. I didn't know past. No burden too heavy when he holds the most at last. I used to think surrender meant defeat. I used to think that needing help was weak. But the strongest thing I've ever done was open up my hands and give the weight to someone who was never gonna let it crush the ground, or let me go before he brought me around. No burden too heavy, no road too long. Not because I'm mighty, not because I'm strong, but because he walks it right alongside me. Every heavy thing is lighter when he carries what I cannot see. No burden too heavy, no weight that stays. He takes the part that would have crushed me in my own ways. I didn't know how close he was until it passed. No burden too heavy when he holds the most at last. No burden too heavy, he carries what lasts. No burden too heavy, he was there to the last. I reach up and pull the hallway light. The house goes quiet, finally it's night. 5 days of work behind these 2 tired hands, and somehow we're still standing where we planned. I don't know how to name what I am feeling now. Something close to grateful, something close to bowed. Not broken, not defeated, not undone. Just finished for the week and glad it's done. My wife is already asleep, the kids are too. The kind of quiet that belongs to very few. I walk to the kitchen window and I stand and look out at the yard in the dark land. The trees are still, the gate is where it stays. The same as every end of working days. And I think about the faithfulness of ordinary nights, how he kept the whole thing going out of sight. I didn't always feel him in the grind, but he was working when I couldn't find the strength to see the week for what it was, a gift I almost missed. Because Saturday grace, it comes so quiet. Not a trumpet, not a crown, just silence beside it. The kind of peace that only comes when you have given all you had, and found out it was more than enough, that he was in what you thought was bad. Saturday grace, the week is done, and everything that needed to get done got done under the sun. I lay me down, and I know he's kept his word. Saturday grace, the sweetest sound I've heard. There's a Bible on the counter, worn and black. Been with this family since before we came back. to faith, to this old house, to what is true. And every week it sits there seeing us through. I don't always open it the way I should, but its weight on the counter tells me what it could. Tell me if I sat with it a little longer, now that he was faithful to this house. And he will show me how. I didn't always feel him in the grind, but he was working when I couldn't find the strength to see the week for what it was, a gift I almost missed because Saturday grace, it comes so quiet, not a trumpet, not a crown, just silence beside it, the kind of peace that only comes when you have given all you had and found out it was more than enough, that he was in what you thought was bad. Saturday grace, though the week is done, and everything that needed to get done got done under the sun. I lay me down, and I know he's kept his word. Saturday grace, the sweetest sound I've heard. I'll do it again come Monday. I'll tie my boots in the dark again come Monday. But tonight I'll let the quiet be enough. Tonight I trust that he has seen the whole of it. Tonight I sleep the way a man sleeps, who knows that the one who keeps the stars kept him. Saturday grace, it comes so quiet, not a trumpet, not a crown, just silence beside it, the kind of peace that only comes when you have given all you had and found out it was more than enough, that he was in what you thought was bad. Saturday grace, oh, the week is done, and everything that needed to get done got done. Saturday grace, the sweetest sound I've heard. Saturday grace, the Saturday grace, the sweetest sound I've heard. Good night.
Thank you for sharing your day with us. It's truly an honor. Don't leave just yet. Click on the next video on your screen or head over to our channel page to choose your next experience. You're part of the family now, so stay a while.